Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to go over how to land the Mae Geri or the front kick. I'm going to give you 4 different ways to land it in your sparring and also a couple of exercises to improve the landing of the kick in terms of foot flexibility and technique. So before we start throwing the kick, we need to understand how to land it properly, and obviously we use the ball of the foot to land the front kick. Most people, or a lot of the comments that I get, suggest that people have trouble getting the toes back far enough, and as a result then land with their toes instead of the ball of their foot. So I'm going to give a little stretch first of all to get us ready for this for the kicking. What we're going to do is we're going to come down to our knees, and I just want to sit with my toes pulled back against the floor. Okay, so I want to sit here just stretching out the bottom of the foot and getting the toes pulled back. And what I want to do is just come over one side and the other, just to kind of favour one foot over the other one. And from here, we're just going to get used to that position with the toes pulled back. Okay. Secondly, then, what I want to be doing is maybe just hold on to something for balance, extend my kick, and just get used to pulling the toes up, ready for that kick. Okay. So just getting used to pulling those toes back in that position. So once we've stretched the feet out a little bit in order to get those toes back, and I want to get used to landing on the pad. And when I teach techniques, sometimes I like to teach them from the back, or from the end of the technique back, because we can then focus on the finished position, which is here, right, with my knee still bent. I don't want to hit the target with my leg fully extended because the kick is already gone. So I want to start here with the toes pulled back, ball of the foot making connection with the bag, okay, and then I want to snap the kick back from there. So again, I just start with my foot on the pad in the position I want, weight slightly forwards into the pad, so I've got a little bit of pressure into the target there, snap that kick back and come off. After that stage then, we want to start building it up from the back end of the technique. So I want to be picking it up from here and finding that same connection that we had with the target initially. Okay, this can be done with many techniques. You know, start from the end of it or start from the finished position, the position you want to be landing. Get the feeling of what that feels like to land the technique and then build it up from there. So again, I'll get him to hold the pad slightly angled forwards because I want the kick to rise upwards a little bit into him rather than a straight press, because a different version of the kick would be like almost like a push, which requires the knee to come up and then push him away. I want to be using this kick. I'll get him to hold the pad slightly angled forwards because I want to bring the kick upwards in a almost rising action. Okay, so from here, I want to start my knee chambering low. Okay, I don't want to chamber my knee too high because this becomes a push then, and it's a different type of kick. I'm aiming for the Shotokan style Mae Geri where I'm sort of trying to get damage, create a damaging kick with a snap. So from here, I want to drive the knee to this point, then tilt the hip forwards, and then land into the target this way. The exercise here then, or this is the sort of pre-exercise before we get onto the actual sparring type connections, is just understanding how it feels to kick the pad or kick a target. So I want to be here, just getting that connection every time. Landing from here, this way. It's not about speed or power. It's just simply about understanding how it feels to land that kick every time. Once I can consistently land that kick on the pad without my toes, getting caught, then we're ready to go with the sparring stuff. Okay, so then 4 ways in which we can land this kick in a sparring or a Kumite situation. First of all, I'm going to be here. Number 1 is I'm going to be leading with some hands. Okay, so I want to draw his attention upwards, bring his guard up, and I'm going to slip that kick underneath his guard this way. Okay, so I initiate by throwing some hands up here high to open up the body. And before this, within the time of Kumite, I can be kind of fainting, see how his hands react as I send the front hand in, so I can kind of work out what his reaction looks like. As I come in then, he flinches, he brings his hands up, and I come underneath with that front kick this way, which can then lead to my next kind of technique here. I can make Ashley Broy or something from that position. Okay, so I'm using my hands to get in, and that is the first way I'm landing that front kick. He's now a little bit more defensive. He's moving away from me as I go to throw a kick. So as I go to throw a front kick, he's just off. Okay, he's on his way. So what I'm going to do now is, as I chamber, I'm going to slide this front foot towards him. Cover some more ground this way. Okay, So he can move away and I can still catch him with that kick as I'm traveling a little bit further. This obviously doesn't work against someone who's very, like a counter-attacker. So if he goes for his Gyakuzuki, boom, that's it. He's going to hit me as I come in, okay? This is someone who's a little bit off, flinchy. They're fast, and as soon as I move, he's off. So I've got to try and catch him somehow. So what I'm going to do, I could again lead with some hands if I want. And I could come up here. This foot then pops up, and I drive this way. So a little bit of a slide or a little drag on the floor as I throw that kick. One drag, send that front kick from there. The third option, he's got a little bit wise to that front kick, right? So he as I throw the front kick, he's going to drop that arm down and get out of the way of that kick, okay? So he sees it come in, boom, and he's off. What I'm going to do now then is I'm going to switch, come in with the other leg, okay? So it looks like I'm going to throw that kick there, which is drawing out that block, okay? Instead, I switch and come up with the other leg instead, okay? Like a little bit like what we see in Counterattack, like a little bit of a Mae Geri. From here, just a little switch and then drive from that position. Okay, but this kind of requires, not necessarily, but it kind of requires that I've hit him a few times with the kick from the back leg, so he's got a little bit used to that. He's now wary of that. He's sort of thinking, he must not get hit by that kick again. So I go to throw that, to draw that out. Bump and switch this way. So the fourth and final way I'm going to land this kick in this video is as a counter-attack. And this is one of my favorites, because I can sit back here a little bit, I can have my guard up, ready to go, and as soon as he makes any movement forwards, my kick comes in from there to stop him, okay? I can keep my face a little bit away from danger, and I can just pop that hip forwards to stop him from coming in, okay? So, even draw him in. I can draw him in a little bit, that's it, and then I can come in with that kick. Yeah, so I can kind of use feints to draw his attack, and then come in with that kick this way. So we've got 4 ways of delivering that kick then in Kumite. The first one is I'm leading him with some hands and throwing the kick underneath the guard. The second way was to chase him with it, drag that back foot with the kick to cover a lot of distance. The third one was to almost trick him. Look like I'm throwing the right leg, then switch and throw the left leg this way. And the fourth one was to hit him on the way in as a counter-attack. If you haven't done already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment for anything else you'd like to see next time.